water for your patience. Shalom, Israel. All right, Shalom, Israel. The water for your patience. Let's see here. Okay, wanted to do this video. Okay, the hidden truth revealed. So lucky for the time. Was a little jammed up, impressed. However, wanted to do this video quick. We'll go over the topic, and wanted to make sure that everybody like and subscribe. Go to Isupk Upstate NY. Upstate UPSTATE NY as one word. Upstate NY as one word. Isupk Upstate NY on YouTube. Okay, like and subscribe, share it. Subscribe. The new page that we have for Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo. Lord allow, we getting ready to go to Binghamton, Utica. Let's try to hit all these zones and areas that's possible that we can. So when you go to YouTube, all right, we're on YouTube right now. And just make sure YouTube is up. Let me see here. Yep, we live right now. Okay? We live. Shalom, Shabbat. Shalom, y'all. Bashim, y'all. Shabbat phone. Okay? All right. I'm on different social media outlets. I'm on the Facebook page. It's still Isupk Syracuse. We're going to keep that rolling. All right? Because we got all the subscribers there. Okay? However, there's a new page for us on YouTube. All right? Isupk Syracuse got jammed up. The YouTube page for Isupk Syracuse, it got jammed up. All right, I don't want to go into details of that. Y'all all understand why and already know. Okay, what that's all about. All right. However, Upstate NY, Isupk Upstate NY. Go to that page on YouTube and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell. Hit the notification. Thumb up the videos. Like. Send them all around. Send them around, all right? Okay? I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate it, all right? Okay, we're going to try to push this truth as much as possible. We're going to hand clap to the Most High. We just went to Rochester. I'm about to post some more pictures. We're going to post more pictures of Rochester. We had a camp out there in Rochester. We will be doing camp out in Rochester, okay, more frequently, all right? As we build this truth in Western New York. All right, shout out to Officer Bond, okay, for putting in the work for Rochester and being over that area, that city of Rochester, okay. Of course, you know I'm going to make sure that we rock out and push this truth in all those zones in my area, in my vicinity, whatever the Lord just throw out there, we're going to take ground. The Lord send us through Commanding General Yohana, the Isupk, Commanding General Yohana, the leader of the 12 tribes of Israel under Yahweh Shai Mashiach, which the world calls Jesus Christ. This is the Isupk, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, out of 1 West 125th Street, okay, Harlem, New York City, New York, 1969, been pushing out this truth of the Bible, who the Most High truly is. Yahweh is his name, okay, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of this Bible, that everybody professes and claims that they understand and know, or whatever it may be, they don't. We teach the truth of this Bible to the 12 tribes of Israel, the so-called Negro, the so-called West Indian, the so-called Hispanic, the so-called Indigenous, the so-called Latinos, all right, the so-called Native Americans of North, Central, and South America, specifically, also scattered abroad, all right? And with that being said, man, shout out to Commanding General Yohana raising up these brothers and sisters. I'm seeing more brothers and sisters raising up and waking up, man. So shout out to y'all brothers and sisters coming out of that gutter, coming out of the mud, coming out of the slums, and getting up in this truth, the Isupk. We was in Rochester rocking it out. All right, the city received us well. Rochester received us well, man. They know the priests and the prophets. They can feel it. They can tell something is different about them Isupk cats. Something is a little more different than that. All right? We're not associated with any other organization. No fake Hebrew Israelite camp, no Hebrew Israelite camp, no black Hebrews, none of this, none of that. We're not associated with anything else. Unto ourselves is only whom we follow the protocol, all right? Because we're following the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And all right? Commanding General Yohana. Why y'all say that? Why y'all say Commanding General Yohana, the leader of the nation? Why y'all say that? Ooh, you wrong. That means you have a demon on you, all right? A demon hates order and structure. Demons hate order and structure. You get a demon on you, it wants you to be chaotic. It wants you to be confused. It doesn't want you to have an understanding of structure and rank and order. Demons hate that. You get what I'm saying? The philosophy of America is a foul spirit. It's against the Most High, right? So any spirit that is against order and structure and a ranking system. When you hear people say, why y'all got Commanding General Yohana as the leader? Why you listen to him? Why the generals is over the captains? Why the captains is over the... And then sometimes when I tell brothers and sisters in the world that I'm a captain of 10,000 and I Isupk, oh, don't worry, brother, you're going to be a general one day. That's not the objective. The men in the Isupk get the understanding that the objective is to go out and get all brothers and sisters that are lost. That is the objective, man. To follow the will of the Father, Most High God. That's the objective. To follow Mashiach, to rise up Israel. That's the objective. It's not about being chaotic or out of order or all about you. The demon of being selfish hates rank and order and structure. Well, how come he got to be over there? How come he got to do this? How come the women don't do this? How come y'all got the sisters over there? How come we got the sisters over there and the men over there? One brother told me he's an older brother. Following Rastafarianism, and we talking. He followed that Rastafari and all that other nonsense and all that other trash. And he talking to me. And I'm telling him about the order structure of the man, the woman, and then the children. Right? And I'm teaching him about it and talking to him about it. And he's so against the Bible. And he's so against the structure that we say in the Isupk. And he says, well, what if a woman goes to another country and sees another man she's attracted to? She has her right and obligation. This is from a brother that's older than me. And I'm looking at him and going, okay, say what you're about to say. And she's attracted to that man. It might be some things of the country, and maybe she don't like her anymore, or she disagree with it. So why can't she be attracted to that man and get with that man now? That's a demon, man. That's a hoe. Y'all like hoes? Y'all cool with that? Being a hoe is cool? What the hell going on? I mean, is this a shocking surprise? That she's a hoe? You understand what I'm saying? He wants a woman. And what I was trying to express to him, of course, he just shot off after he said that and left. What I was going to express to him, when what we teach in the Isupk is, he wants that woman to have demons on her. He wants a woman not to be in order and in structure. Why? Because the demons on him are filled with lust to have sex with that woman. Right? So that if a woman goes to him and says to him, no, I have a man. I'm under my husband. I'm under my husband. I'm submissive to my husband. My husband rules over me. I only have sex with my husband. That's my duty and my obligation is to my husband in honor and respect. I'm not going to have any attraction to you. That's why the demons don't want rank and order and structure. Okay? It conflicts whenever you hear of structure and order, the demon conflicts with that. It fights against it. It can't stand it. That's why the vast majority of people, and our people included, and you can talk and teach about our people and our wicked ways. That's what the Bible says. All right? Black people don't get that understanding. They think you're supposed to speak only lollipops and joy and love to a people that's so destroyed. When you have to teach your people what sin is, what the demons are, and teach them how to come out of that, the solution. There's no rank and order. There's no structure then there is no point of anything, and everything falls. Because nobody's accountable, nobody's responsible, no one has a duty, nobody has any honor, no one has any integrity. It's chaotic and all over the place. And your lust enjoys that. That's why black people have become attached and associated with America, with Christianity, because there's no obligation. There's no rank, there's no structure. It's do what you want. Whatever make you feel good, then you go ahead and do it. When that's not of the Bible. That's not of our people. That's why we're destroyed. Okay? So whenever there's a rank, whenever we say Commanding General Yohana is the leader of the 12 tribes of Israel, it's because the Most High set it up that way. It's because our King sets it up that way. We didn't set this. We're following the Bible. You see the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers. You see the sisters. You see the order and the structure. Follow it and love it. That's what love is about. Keeping the laws of the Most High. That's love. Being in, having integrity. Being in duty and responsibility. Accountability. That's love. That's structure. And America hates that. All right? So don't let that demon overrule you and to make you think that we shouldn't have any order or structure. Because order and structure is what brings life. It brings control. I was just talking to the vegan roster, right? And he talking about how come y'all want everything to be separate? We need to bring all civilization together and follow all this under civilization. And why are you always just focusing on one group of people? Because when you segregate, you hate the other people, and you're doing exactly what they say. I said, are you a vegetarian? You a vegan? You believe in farming. You believe in vegetation. Whenever you have a garden, right? Let me put this question out here. Let me see, make sure my brothers and sisters is with me. Okay. The water for y'all patience. Let me see here. Yep, y'all here? All right. If you rocking with me, give me a 1. All right. Any questions or comments, pop them in. Like I said, Shabal, I see you in here. Sharita Boatwright, shalom to you, sis. Shalom means peace. Okay, my Aunt Deb, how you doing? Okay. Sean Jennings, I think that's Raw. If it's Raw, shalom, peace to you, brother. All right. When you have a garden, okay, when you plant the garden, you have to plant the seeds according to what type of fruit they are. Right? To what type of species or genre, gene of fruit or vegetation that it is. Who doesn't understand that concept? And when you don't understand that concept, you don't have a garden. You won't have produce. You won't have a product. But you have to plant the watermelon in one line with all the watermelons. Right? You plant the corn in one line with all the corn. You plant the sunflower seeds, one line with all the sunflowers. You plant the collard greens, one line in all the collards. Right? You plant these type of plants over here. You plant these type of plants over here. You have to have that order. You put the potatoes in the squash. You have to line it up according. You don't just throw the seeds all together and mix it all together. Why? Because one, let me tell you about vegetation in the garden. Because one, if you plant the seeds right on top of each other, and you plant this style, you plant the potato and the watermelon in the same line on top of each other, what's going to happen is that they are going to fight for sunlight. They're going to fight for the nutrients of the earth. They're going to fight for the water. And one is going to push and try to grow over the other. That's what happens here in America. And our people are at the bottom because we have taken Christianity and the teachings of Christianity that teach us to love everybody, to be about everything. And what happens is while we love the oppressor, the Europeans, while we love the Moabites, the Chinese, why we love why we love the Hamites, the Africans, why we love the Arabs, the Ishmaelites, when we love all these other nations, what happens is we start to neglect the nutrients, the water, the food that's meant for us, which is this Bible. And we'd rather give it to them. When Yahweh Shai Mashiach said, cast not your pearls unto swine, he was talking about the other nations. He was talking, giving your ability, giving your strength to all the other, all right? Giving your talents in your beauty, in your strength, in your might, your nutrients, your water, giving it all to what? The wicked of our people who only follow after what? The other nations, right? Casting your pearls amongst swine. That's us. We giving it to the other nations, and we don't grow. That's why we don't grow. We don't grow because we don't believe in the order and structure. Okay? Let the Europeans be over there. Let them have their part of the land. Let them have that. We're going to keep this over here and keep our culture to us. We're going to follow our God, the God of our forefathers. We're going to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. We only going to deal with our people. All right? If we got to deal with the other nations, let it be according to us first. We still don't get it, do we? We still lost and confused. We still don't get it. We the only ones. We still talking about the Asian thing. I'm about to show y'all a clip, man. Made me so offended. It makes me so upset and offended that we would say and do things that are against our God. Not only is it against us as a people, which it is, but it's against Yahweh. It's against the Most High God. It's against our power. I'm going to play the clip. See if y'all can see this. Let me move this over here. Okay, I do not own the copyright nor authorization of any music. Okay, this is the Red Table, which is presented. Red Table is a talk show for Jada Pinkett Smith. And I'm going to her Instagram, which she posted to the public. And I'm saying all this for Facebook and YouTube and all these. Come on, man. If somebody gonna post it on for the public to see, I'm posting it for the public to see. Okay. Y'all can see that, right? Y'all can see the television. Okay. All right. Let me do the share. Come on. Don't do it now. All right. It's a while for y'all patience. This should come on. You should be able to get it. Okay, Jada Pinkett Smith, who is the wife, y'all, everybody's probably pretty much damn near familiar, is the wife of Will Smith. I just want to get to Red Table Talk. Where's Red Table Talk? Okay. She has her own talk show where she sits at a red table with her mother and her daughter. Okay. And trying to show the different generations. Here it is. So like y'all, I thought because of the Instagram it would just pull up. So for some reason it did not. Okay, so she Muslim now, all right. But anyway, Salakia, get on, stay on topic. All right. Because I did pull it up on the Instagram, but for some reason now it's asking to log in to Instagram. But it did play for me a moment ago. I wanted to play this clip. Okay, let me just see here. Hopefully this is. I don't want to use others' commentary, of course not. Oh man, come on. All right, I'm sorry about that, y'all.
Very stressed. You've been feeling stressed for real. Just thinking about this conversation today.
Now, for some reason, right? Every time, let me see if this moves. The water for y'all patience. For some reason, every time she has the mother on, what's this one? Got this bright glare. So y'all able to see Jada Pinkett with her hijab. Now she Islam, which is the same as all Christianity. She Muslim for Ramadan. Okay, this is why everybody need to get into Isupk. I don't get it. You know, I be telling we got to deal with each other, and rightfully so. And you know, the brothers that's into Rasta or Islam or Buddhist or Christianity, you know, y'all still my brothers and sisters. However, I'm always going to tell you that you need to get up in the truth. Because following all this nonsense and trash is just damn near ridiculous. And yes, religions are trash. They have enslaved and destroyed our people. Okay? Look at the sister wearing a hijab on her head. After committing fornication and adultery against her husband, she can sleep with her son's best friend. And she can just be a cool-ass Muslim the next day. Wear the hijab on. Eid Mubarak and all that trash and nonsense. All right, so she has a show called The Red Table. And she has a show about Asian hate. Stop Asian hate. Now, her mother on the show, I'll be watching the show, and I get a sense from her mother that her mother is pro-black. Her mother, and every topic and subject is pro-black and tends to lean towards tradition, the traditional black family, the traditions of black community, of us as a black people. And she said she was upset to do this show with Jada Pinkett because how she feels about the Asian community interacting with our community, the black community. All right. And of course, Jada Pinkett's daughter Jada Pinkett Smith's daughter, Will Smith's daughter, Willow, is always on the show as well. And she kind of tries to bring the new millennium idea philosophy as well with her mother, you know, whatever. Okay? But it goes and shows how destroyed we are because we have a love for everyone else. Like I said, once again, go to ISUPK Upstate NY. That's ISUPK space UPSTATENY. All right? That's on the YouTube. Like and subscribe and share. All right? I'm going to play this.
Concerned about choosing the right words, saying the right thing, but still.
Yeah, see, off the bat, worried about choosing the right word.
Come on, man. I don't want to hear this brother talking about it. I'm going to just talk about it, all right? I might just have to talk about it with the pictures. Maybe it'll pull up here. Dewada again for y'all patience. Like I said, I had it pulled up on the Instagram. I watched it once and then it wanted me to sign back in. Let me just see here. Here we go. Here we go. Hopefully it'll play here. All right.
Very stressed.
You've been feeling stressful?
Yeah. Just thinking about this conversation today, being so concerned about choosing the right words, saying the right thing, but still being able to speak authentically.
I get it. This is a really tough subject. Here's the hard truth. There is real animosity between blacks and Asians, and that is rarely talked about.
Brazen attacks against Asian Americans.
Now, all right? She said, I get it. There's real animosity between black and Asians. Who set up that concept? That there's animosity between blacks and Asians. Who created this recently? The media. The media has created this recently for us to believe and to think that somehow blacks just have this disdain towards Asian people. And the sister is right. She don't want to talk about this. What she want to talk about this now for? Why she want to talk about this? Why she want to talk about the Asians? She's absolutely correct. She is absolutely correct in not wanting to talk about the Asians. What do we got to talk about the Asians for? Why are we defending the Asians and talking about all this for the Asians? Aren't we fed up? Isn't it enough? Aren't we tired? Why now should we protest? Should we protest and fight for the Asian community? And why is it that black people are the people that are so against the Asian people? It's to control the mindset of the masses to believe and then to agree that black people are the problem. And the mother is absolutely right in saying, I don't want to talk about this. What we got to talk about the Asian stuff for? We the ones dying. We the ones in pain. We the ones struggling. We the ones disenfranchised from economics. We the ones that are without. Why are we fighting for the Asians? And then they always go to this same clip of a mentally disturbed, a mentally ill black man who beats up an old Asian lady. And this is in New York City. This is in New York. They got like 1 or 2 clips, 2 or 3 clips of black people fighting against Asian people. And it's not even a group. It's always like one individual A homeless, mentally deranged black man that hits an Asian person. Do you know that black man fights and stabs and shoots and that one single black man that y'all talking about? You know he done beat up all types of black folks already? It's New York City. They crazy in New York. They nutcases. They walk up and down the street. I'm not lying to you. You go to New York, you know what I'm talking about. If you're from New York City, they always tell you, yo, man, you gotta be careful on the subways. You gotta be careful going down these types of streets because New York City is so poor and destroyed and hates black people so much that these people who are on the bottom are so depressed, and you feed them with all types of drugs. You give them all types of crack. Give them all types of heroin. You take their fathers away from their homes and tell the mother, oh, your child got a mental disorder. Give him all these medications, so much medicine, and his mind is gone crazy. Then you tell all the black sons, well, you can't make no money or do anything in life. Go ahead and join the military where you lose your damn mind over there in Vietnam, in Iraq, in the Middle East, in Afghanistan. You lose your mind as you travel the world while your woman back home is having sex with all the other military men. Huh? So all you got left is to continue to get drunk and high. So when you walk up and down the street, you love America so much, and you're a nutcase, and you're a Christian who loves America, that you see COVID-19 then destroyed everything, and you, because you got half a mind in your head, in your brain, you walk up and down the street and you hate Asians because you love white people. This black man that beat this Asian woman, he loves white people. He loves America. He's trying to defend America.
The man walked up and started hitting her in the face. We want to warn you, the videos are graphic.
The recent surge of hate crimes against Asian Americans
I've seen my grandma get yelled at. You're Asian, so you're a virus.
has illuminated a painful divide between the black and Asian Americans.
Where are all the videos of the Asians beating up black people? Where are the videos of the Asians accusing the young sister in LA, accusing her of stealing orange juice and shooting and murdering her? Where are the videos of all the Asians saying, oh, you ain't give me enough money for the pedicure, you can't leave the store, and beats the black woman up, locks her inside the store and jumps her? All the Asians come out of the goddamn basement, out of the closets with broomsticks and beating her. Or she walking down the street and, oh, you didn't pay. And she's like, I did pay. And they beat and abuse her. Where are those videos at? Because those videos happen damn near every week. Where are all the videos of the stores in the communities? The Asian stores in the black communities that sell drugs and take the money. Take the money out of the community in the neighborhood. And they're filthy, disgusting stores. Where are all those videos at? Oh, you can't talk about that. You know why? Because Joe Biden and Kamala Harris continues to push the agenda to hate black people. Now Asians got legislation and all this other stuff. We've been here for 400, 500 years. Ain't no anti-black, hate laws for the blacks and the Hispanics. But the black community hates the Asian community. My grandmother was told, you're a virus, go back to Asia.
American communities.
You see my skin as dirty.
Asian humans want to hang out with Asian people only.
Anti-blackness is rooted in our culture. It's very subtle, but it's very deeply rooted.
Reports of blacks attacking Asians have fed the tension that goes back decades. In 1991, a black 15-year-old named Latasha Harlins was shot and killed by a Korean grocer during an argument over a bottle of orange juice. The store owner was convicted of voluntary manslaughter, but got no jail time. When justice wasn't served, outrage exploded, fueling the LA riots. The recent increase in social injustices has called for a racial reckoning for Black and Asian Americans.
My perspective is the fact that we're both minorities. I feel like obviously we come from very different cultures, but it's hard for me to believe that.
You see how Christianity in America has infiltrated the mind of Black people. The young Black woman says, I feel that we're both minorities. When you find out the truth, and you come into the truth, and you come into the Isupk, which is the home of the truth, this is where the Most High dwells and sits. When you come up in here, Shalom, Ayash Kabawad, Shalom, Ma'am. When you come up in here, you know that you, listen, man, scriptures I done heard in the Isupk. I hear it almost every day. Deuteronomy chapter 7. Deuteronomy chapter 7. I'm going to read it quick. A lot of brothers and sisters know this scripture because we know it's one of the bedrock scriptures in the Isupk. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people. You're not a minority. You are a special people. You're a special people. You're a special people. You're not a minority. You're not like the Asians. You're not like the Arabs. They like you to get that in your mind. That the white man he just oppressed the Asians too and the Arabs. Well, if he oppresses the Asians and the Arabs, how come he puts the Asians and the Arabs and the Africans, how come he puts them over you and this entire country? When you built up these nations, the Asians are over you in Jamaica, in Trinidad. The Asians are over you in the United States of America, in Brazil. The Asians are over you. What are you talking about? We minorities and we together. We're not. We're not. The Asians aren't portrayed as the #1 drug dealer. The Asians don't have the highest abortion rate. The Asians ain't proliferated as the new LGBTQ. The Asian culture doesn't get disrespected and stripped away from them. They aren't stripped of their language. The Arabs aren't stripped of their language, stripped of their culture, stripped of their identities, their philosophies, what they believe in. They aren't stripped of that. We were stripped of everything. We are at the goddamn bottom, sis. We are at the goddamn. Well, wouldn't it be better if we united? No. Because whenever we unite with any other nation, they rule over us. But the Bible, unto the Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto him, unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. We are above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Minority, where they bunch you up and COVID-19, it did start in China. It started in Asia with the #1 people affected by the COVID-19 in the United States. Was it the Asians? Since we're minorities together. Was it the Arabs? Since we're minorities together. Was it the Africans? Since we're minorities together. Was it the South Pacific Islanders? Since we're minorities together. No. Do you know Dr. Fauci? The Surgeon General? The brother's name is Jerome. I forgot his last name. Johnson or John. It's escaped my mind. But Biden got him out of office soon, fast, and in a hurry. As soon as Biden became a president, the next day after the inauguration, he fired the black doctor and hired an East Asian, an East Indian, an Asian as now the Surgeon General. But you know what the black doctor said? Alongside with Dr. Fauci, who is over the pandemic crisis and how to confine it and how to fight back against it. You know what they both said? That the blacks, the Hispanics, and the Native Americans are #1 in dying from the COVID-19 after catching it because of the underlying ailments caused by slavery, caused by oppression, caused by depression. So all minorities are not the same. All minorities are not the same. Young man Omar Williams, salam to you, brother. It's good to see you, man. It was good to see you in Rochester. Y'all give that brother a hand, man. Came, stay up in here, brother. You see this work. All right, brother came there. It was right there, the camp. Right there in Rochester. They stay in all these classes, brother. We not the same as all the other minorities. You know what the Lord said? Chosen me. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. The second part of it. Said, God hath chosen me to be a special people unto himself above all the people that are upon the face of the earth. Look where they got our minds at. Look where they got the minds at. Look where they got us thinking.
Other things could get in the way of us having a common ground.
I guess what I need to understand is, where does their...
A common ground? A common ground? What everybody talking about common ground for? What's common about the ground we stand on? Are you not in the prisons? In the jails? In the strip clubs? Are you not in the slums, in the streets, in the ghettos, in the barrios, the shanty towns? Are we not disproportionately put in the hood? This is something fake. Every city, every major city that you go to, wherever there are blacks and Hispanics, that is the hood. Let's try to get her name.
animosity for us come from? Because that's what it feels like. It feels like that they have come into our communities, taken over our stores, taken over the hair and nail industry, and really blocked us from being able to thrive in that industry. Mm-hmm.
Did you see that? Did you see they put up the statistic and the fact?
Stores taking over the hair and nail industry, and
black people used to dominate the beauty supply industry. Now over 70% of stores are what? What's going to drop there at the bottom of that stack? Of that stack. We used to own our own beauty supply. We don't own our own beauty supply. Could you imagine that? We don't own our own do-rags. We were talking about the bonnets and the do-rags and wearing the bonnets out in the public, and the sisters shouldn't wear all them damn bonnets out in public. My personal opinion, they shouldn't come out the house looking like they don't give a goddamn about life, but that's another topic. But we don't even own them bonnets or the do-rags. As soon as we brought up the brother brought up the do-rags, all the sisters said, well, the brothers wear the do-rags. We don't own the bonnet or the do-rag. We don't own the brush. We don't own the conditioner. Huh? We don't own none of that stuff. The vast majority of all our beauty and healthcare products, she said, the hair and nails, the skin. How a Chinaman, a Chinese man, how does an Asian man understand the skin and the development of the skin of black men and black women? Who should know that more? Black men and black women.
Really blocked
Are Asian owned.
us from being able to thrive in that industry. Mm-hmm. Because we're coming into those stores, right? You know, we're getting our hair and nails done, and what are they giving back to the community? Right. And when we come into those environments and patronize their businesses, we're not even treated with respect and kindness. Yeah. I've had some very volatile and passionate discussions with family members and friends. And most of my friends feel like, I don't care. Yeah. I don't care. I don't have the bandwidth or the interest because they don't care about us. Right. And they don't treat us with respect. So I don't care about anything that they're talking about. Yeah. I'm worried about what's happening with my people, because we have our own struggle.
Yeah. And that's the majority. That is the majority. You're right.
So it's very difficult for there to be any real concern. I don't even feel like they want our help.
Right.
Now, I may hear something different from the scholars.
Right.
But from the average person, do they care?
Right.
Are they interested?
You see how she said from the scholars, I might hear something different. Who the hell are the scholars of black people? A bunch of idiots. A bunch of idiots. The sister is absolutely right. Why should we care about them? We should care about our people. They don't care about us. Now, we say that all the time, and people go, well, you shouldn't feel that way because of the hate. That's just hate in your heart. You shouldn't be like those that you want to be not like and against. Shut your baby behind up. It's called psychological warfare. When you get a person to love the oppressor and the enemy of that person, you can continue to manipulate and to control that person because its focus is, oh, I just want to love you. I want to get to a common ground. Why do you hate me? I want to show you that we're not supposed to hate each other. That means the person is in control over you. Right? And the sister is absolutely right. And then she said, well, it might be different from the scholars, but the average person, who are the average people? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the average of us are the people that come into the truth. The rich don't come into the truth. The scholars don't come into the truth. Christ said to the scribes and Pharisees, he said, I'm for the people, I'm paraphrasing, for those that seek a physician because they know they're sick. The average black man, the average black woman, when I say black, I'm talking about all the 12 tribes. The so-called Negroes, West Indians, the so-called Latinos, Hispanics, so-called indigenous people. When I say black, I'm talking about black and brown people. The average of us are the poor. Average of us are being incarcerated in the prison systems. The average of us go to court every day for the child support and custody battles. The average of us are on all the drugs, smoking all the cigarettes, getting as drunk as possible out of our mind because of the depression, the oppression of systematic racism by a white supremacist countries. The religion is white supremacist. The politics are white supremacist. I was going to bring out this article, and I'm going to bring it out tomorrow in class, about the first martyr of the voting rights movement. The brother that died because he was fighting against the oppression of not being able to vote and the legislation and the laws in America and everything. So I'll bring that up. Right? We fighting and oppressed and destroyed. That's the average person that the sister's talking about. They give a couple of us a couple of crumbs. They give Michael Jordan millions of dollars to hate black people and not care about black people. They give your entertainers and your politicians money so that they can continue on to live with the money and not care about black people, their own people. They make us feel as if there's some type of heaven to come to. See, sister said scholars. What qualifies them to be scholars? Our so-called scholars. They about to show you Michael Eric Dyson, who's a quote-unquote scholar. He says the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my damn life. He says the dumbest thing that you could possibly say as a scholar. The only scholars of our people are the people that are willing to live and die for us by following and teaching the laws, statutes, and commandments of this Bible. The scholars do not care. Y'all know that. Come on, man.
In a relationship with me. I just had an experience in the airport where I'm standing in line waiting for coffee, and I had a whole conversation going. A white man my age came behind me, stood in line. We started having a conversation, a young couple in front of me, white, had a conversation. I've never had an Asian person come up to me that I didn't know to start a conversation, to speak to me, to give me eye contact
I
in
feel
any
like
way.
that's also a cultural thing as well, Gam.
It is cultural, but when I go on vacation,
But Gam, it's a cultural thing, Gam. Asians just don't talk. It's a cultural thing. So we gotta respect their culture. Why we always have to respect the culture of all the other nations? And they don't respect our culture. They never respect our culture. I gotta respect your culture, but you can't respect mine. How about we just separate and don't care about each other's cultures then? Because now I gotta put up and deal with your culture. That you hate me is part of your culture, and you don't even want to talk to me about it. You can't look me in my. That's a cultural thing, Graham. Leave them alone, Gammy. Gam, that's their culture. Nobody cares about black people's culture. We don't even know our own culture because you destroyed it so badly. They take our culture and sell it back to us. Our culture has been manipulated and forced as if this is our culture. And then they take it and sell it back to us. Go to the Chinese restaurant. You know they sell fried fish and fried chicken and French fries in the Chinese restaurant? When we should have our own stores and restaurants that sell fried chicken and French fries. And rice with vegetable. That's black people culture, ain't it? Go to the corner stores, the Arab corner stores. They identify as Asian too whenever it's convenient. The East Indian corner stores. Go to these corner stores with the Asians run and rule over. It's their culture, Gamba. They ain't selling their culture. They ain't selling none of their culture. They selling our culture. They sell fried chicken and beef patties. Am I making this up? Am I lying? I gotta be lying, right? I gotta be lying, right? Y'all can comment. Go ahead and comment. Any questions or comments? Go ahead and pop it in.
vacation and I go to a foreign country, I make it my business to try to be conscious.
When she goes to a foreign country, she makes it her business to be conscious. Not only that, we did it in America. We're so destroyed because we want to be American. We want to go against the Bible. Look at the sister. I'm not trying to, go against the sister or call her out specifically. But if you see the sister, her hair, she dyes her hair blonde. Why does she dye her hair blonde? Why does she dress the way she dressed? I'm just talking about her. Well, our people have been completely destroyed. Look at Jada Pinkett over here with the damn hijab on. We want to be like everybody else. And we force it. We force ourselves and our children instead of being like ourselves. Okay. All right.
Of the culture there, so that I can act accordingly.
Right.
Right? So I think that we're owed some of that
Mm.
when you come to our country and you start businesses.
In the hood.
That's just even good business practice, to treat your patrons with respect and care. Like, that's just common sense.
Why is that funny? Jada Pinkett think that's funny. You know why she laughed? Because she knows that's true. Asians come into the black community and don't care about it. All the other nations rule and devour and eat us alive. They eat us up. But you are a special people unto the Lord thy God. Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. You are above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Don't ever forget that.
But we don't feel like we get that. And I also recognize that it's a very limited exposure that we have with the community. They're so separate. That's the only interaction that we really have.
And the cultures are so drastically different.
Yeah.
That's what I've come to understand. But I hear you. I think there's a lot of misunderstandings culturally.
Yeah.
The biggest misconception is
one of the things that shows that we are destroyed as a people is that our children rule over us. The daughter, Jada Pinkett, talks to the mother as if the daughter has the solution and not the mother. Y'all ever notice that? That happens in the Black community, Black and Hispanic community. The children talk to the parent as, yeah, I got you. I see where you're coming from with that. But this is how we should do it. It's not supposed to be like that. Y'all do know that, right? The aged women are to teach the younger women. That's in the New Testament. The older sisters are to speak to the younger sisters. Y'all do know that and understand that, right? She's the mother. She's experienced the other side that Jada Pinkett didn't have to experience because she struggled to put her daughter in these art schools and these theater schools to make sure that her daughter had culture and identity and learned and a good education. She knows where the struggle comes from. So now her daughter, who was in Hollywood since she was 18 years of age, been in Hollywood and making money and married one of the richest actors of our community, one of the most prolific brothers, Will Smith. And taught by who as she's going through all these schools of thought in Hollywood, being taught by who? The oppressor. About cult eyes and liberalism and feminism and all this other nonsense and trash. One week she Buddhist, the next week she Muslim. The mothers, we supposed to be teaching our children to stay in these law, statutes, and stay in this Bible, stay in this truth of this book, your culture and identity. I see where you're going. I get that, Mom. That's sad. That's horrible.
Asian is just Asian. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
that's-
Vietnamese, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Filipino. Like you just throw.
But you ain't right, Mom, because you just threw them all in the same category as Asian Americans. And really, Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders represent over 30 nationalities and ethnic groups. You just condensed them to one group. The concern, the love, the admiration, the acknowledgement that we have for these other nations. I don't care if you're Vietnamese, North Korean, South Korean, Japanese, Chinese, Indian from India, Bengali, Burma, Brahminian, Australian Aborigine, Hawaii Islanders, and Pacific Islanders. Whenever you come into my community, the oppressor sets you up to rule over us. Whatever Asian ethnic group you are from. But we gotta separate that thought because I gotta care about you. They don't care if you're Jamaican. She ain't saying that. If you're Trinidadian, if you're a Southern Black or a Northern Black, if you're from a Canadian Black, if you're Brazilian Black, are you Afro-Latino? They don't investigate that, do they? Well, you might have a little different culture because you're a Black from California compared to being a Black from Georgia or Florida. So let us identify with that and be concerned about that. Asians don't give a damn. You think Asians and the oppressor, the Europeans, do you think they care if you speak Spanish, but you speak Spanish, you're people from Puerto Rico, you speak Spanish, but your people are from Mexico. So it might be a slight variation of differences in the am I right or wrong? Do they care about that? Hell no. The Dominican Republic and the Haitians, they don't care about that. And as the oppressor, why would they? Well, we sit back, being all educated and smart. Right? We so smart and highly educated now. Now we sit back, and now we say what? Oh, so like, put that in your, put it all in the way. Now what do we say now? We gotta make sure we say their names. Let me get to the point. I'm gonna get to the point of this that I really wanted to hit on.
All in one.
But they're all so different.
So different.
Yeah,
Just various cultures.
They different. They different. They different. Now the Koreans might own the store, or the Vietnamese might own the store. Are they different, or are they just making money off of us? The grocery stores or the restaurants or the beauty supply stores, are they really different, or do they rule over us? I think they rule over us, and I give it that. Am I making that up? Am I making that up? It's like, yeah.
Right?
You know, it's difficult to distinguish one from the other sometimes too.
Not if you pay attention.
Yeah, you gotta
Not if you pay attention.
For me, it's
Ah.
a lack of reciprocity.
Right.
And it's a feeling that, like, I'm not going to go out of my way to support and help someone if I don't even have the feeling that they even want my support.
Well, here's the thing, and I hear you, and I think one of the biggest misconceptions that we have in this fight as a whole is that it's about this reciprocity situation, right? And I get that. I totally understand that. And of course, we want to feel as though there's some exchange, but at the end of the day, what we can't allow.
Jada Pinkett mother, you need to leave. Did somebody send this to Jada Pinkett's mother? Will Smith mother-in-law. I gotta find out the sister's name. I used to know it, and I apologize. And I'm gonna get the name. Matter of fact, I'll get the name right now. Just out of respect for my sister, who brings up some great points. There we go. Adrienne Banfield Norris. Adrienne Banfield Jones has been in recovery for, man, this is beautiful. Why we ain't talking about this? Why we not talking about her being clean for 30 years? That should be Adrienne Banfield Norris. Sister Adrienne, come leave the red table and come up and get to the table, the UPK table. Come to the ISUPK table. Everything you saying, sis, will be addressed and felt with compassion. Because what you're saying is true. Let me get to the point.
Is hate of any kind
To survive.
Don't hate any kind. Why would you hate anybody? Don't hate. What does the Bible say right here? For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the planet. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 32. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8. Let me go to verse 7. Verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of the many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will teach thee. Verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, and he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people, Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. The Most High is saying it right here in the Bible. I'm just making sure I type this information in that it's of my own expression. I have to type that in so that the people who are the most liberal and the most tolerant, they are not. They are not. Everybody that understands what I'm saying, please understand what I'm saying when I say they're not. Don't think that the liberal and the tolerant people that are, oh, do what you want, and let them live their life. They're totally against that. They're totally against that. The people that say and feel that way, they totally against that. They say that they're liberal and open and want you to believe whatever you feel. That's not true at all. That's not true at all. Because as soon as you make a statement that is contrary to theirs, then no longer it's your own opinion. I can't say my opinion about the LGBT community without, Muhammad brought out a rapper, King Von's lyric, or was it Lil Durk, some rapper's lyric from Chicago, talking about murdering and shooting up everybody. Kill a nigga, kill a nigga, kill a nigga, kill a nigga. Facebook just put something out against me for using the term coon. Because I said the nigga is acting like a coon. Black people can't say nigga and coon. You're being controlled to think that everybody is liberal and tolerant. That's a lie. Because as soon as you are against Christmas and holidays, birthdays, as soon as you are against oppression, as soon as you're against the thought and philosophy and idea of the LGBT community, as soon as you are against abortion, as soon as you're against all these things, being liberal and tolerant is out the goddamn window. Nobody cares about that anymore because now you offend me. But what if I'm saying something that is of my own expression? What if I'm attracted to only black women and love only black people? I can't just love black people. I can't love black people. The red table is out in public. It's on Facebook for you to watch in public. I can't watch from my Facebook page another Facebook page. Anybody get what I'm saying? That wouldn't make any sense, right? For Facebook to say, you can't watch somebody else's Facebook page on your Facebook page, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. It's on Facebook. Shalom, Kazak Ahmad, that's my man. True brother indeed, man. It's good to have you on, brother. I'm not going to be much longer. I'm just trying to get on. This is blowing my goddamn mind. You can't say nothing about nobody anyway, at any time. I'm trying to show y'all how the mindset of this Asian thing is stop Asian hate has infected and destroyed the mentality of my people. I can't say and read the Bible where it says the Most High divided the nations their inheritance. He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Meaning, the God of the Bible, the Most High, his people are the children of Israel, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the niggas. So maybe if I follow the God, I can't talk about this God. Nobody said, man, get that Ramadan trash out of my face, man. I don't want no Imam Mubarak. I don't care about that. So, soon as somebody says that, everybody jumps down their throat. One sister was in Miami at a nightclub slash restaurant where they was putting on a show, sitting there eating and drinking, and the show is a drag queen show. She gets up because she says children start being paraded in the drag queen show at 11 o'clock at night. She put a post up on Facebook. Facebook takes the post down because as she's watching the show, she's recording and asked the manager, why are there children here? Why are children in a LGBT drag queen show? Wouldn't that be sexualizing a child? Wouldn't that be pedophilia? You can't say that. That person is wrong. Salam, sis. That's a powerful sister right there. Shout out to Officer Malak. That's my man. Good brother. True and true, indeed. I'm just trying to watch the Stop Asian Hate and tell everybody about the Stop Asian Hate. And as soon as I talk about it, man, y'all want to cut everything off. Salakia, I know you got your rules and your regulations, but I'm just saying, I can't say nothing about it. Man, seems like you're not as liberal as you project. The Democratic Party isn't liberal for black people. It is not about the liberation of black people. The term liberal, y'all take it as meaning liberation. When liberal just means you are to be free to fulfill all your lust, to smoke all the weed. They're going to have weed everywhere for free. When I say for free, I mean it's open to the public. But as soon as I say, nah, we're not going to smoke no weed because God is against it. God against that? How come we can't be liberal? As soon as we say black people don't vote, black people hate you for saying don't vote. What? I thought you was about liberal and being open to the idea and the opinions of people. Shut up. Let me get to the point.
Exist. I hear this conversation endlessly. They didn't do that, so why should I have to do this? And they didn't do that, so I did this. And it's really hard because we do feel hurt. And
Yeah.
we
We feel neglected.
Exactly.
We feel overlooked, and we feel not seen. I get all of that, and that's what makes it so difficult because I understand. But I also know there's nothing in the world that makes a woman 65 years old in New York City from the Philippines getting beat up.
Oh, I understand. But they're getting beat up. That Asian lady getting beat up. Oh my God, in New York City. Kazak Ahmad. You ever been to New York City? Kazak Ahmad? Brother, you ever been to New York City, brother? Do you know it's all ethnicities and nationalities that's crazy in New York City? You know you're gonna get into a fight in New York City. It's New York City. I'm not trying to justify what this man did. It's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. But because as soon as we bring up the struggle and pain, and why should we march and protest and be on the side of Asians? Why? When they're not for us, why would you bring up, well, they're getting hurt too. They living in pain. As soon as we bring up slavery in high school, I remember, they didn't show videos of slavery and movies of slavery to us. You know what they showed us a video? They took 3 days out of our school schedule for us to go to the library every day for about 3-4 hours and watch documentary on the Holocaust. Talk about the Holocaust and Schindler's List. And you know what it did in condition to my brothers and sisters that was in class with me? Sisters came right up to me and said to me, because I was pro-black back then, I don't know. That Holocaust looked pretty rough. Looked like they had it bad. That was pretty bad in that Holocaust. They might have had it worse than us.
Man, and nobody helps. That
That's
makes
crazy.
no sense whatsoever. Hate is hate.
I agree. And
Okay.
So why, when she says what she says, why is that being compared or paralleled to somebody beating up an old woman? She's not talking about her beating up old people. She's talking about them oppressing us. And now we're going to talk about a man beating up an old lady in New York City.
I think people feel terrible about that.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel like, there's no real, there's nothing in us that makes us stand up and feel like we really want to come to.
Well, here's the thing. Then why should we expect that from white people? Because that's how white people feel. White people feel like that's not my problem. That's your problem. Okay.
What? Did you just hear what I just heard? Did y'all just hear what I just heard? White people feel that way. goodness. Oh my goodness. Put in the comment section, please, y'all. Come on now. Bring him home. What did Jada Pinkett just do? Jada Pinkett Smith just showed that she hates black people. You hate black people. If a woman, if a woman rushes to you on the street at night, her clothes are torn off, blood coming from her, a woman runs up to you and says, "This man just tried to rape me." And I say to you, say to that woman, and I say to that woman, well, what did you do to the man? What about that man? Maybe that man dealing with something. Are you sure? Let's side with that man too. That would be disgusting. That would be insane. No. You would protect the woman. You would find shelter for her. You would make sure she was all right. You would look for the man that did it. You would call up the ISUPK. That's the first thing you should do. Call up the ISUPK. Let's get the solution. Let's find out who did this. Let's bring it all to justice. Let's bring it to the right thing. Let's do the right thing according to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. Let's put it all together. Let's take care of this sister so that these things never happen again. No. But then the white man think like that, so you don't think like the white man.
Yeah, so we brought you guys over here. Okay, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. You figure. Dr. Michael Eric Dyson is a leading voice on Black history and culture. This ordained preacher, professor, and author of 7 New York Times bestsellers is known for breaking down difficult topics.
Let's get to it.
This is a really tough subject.
And a time.
Yeah. And so we just wanted to get some education just around the tensions between Blacks and Asians. How did it get this way?
Yeah.
One of the first things any immigrant group learns when they come to America, who the bottom of the totem pole is.
Yes.
I don't care who you are. Black people, right? The darker people are at the bottom of the totem pole.
When immigrants come over here and they do.
As in Asian brothers and sisters with the Wuhan flu, the Chinese flu, who win? Representative of that group. Black people have a right to feel hurt and injured by the fact that everywhere in this world to be darker is to be dehumanized, and there's no question about that. Which means that we should be especially careful not to reproduce that same hurt to other groups.
This is a scandal. Don't hurt with the other group. They my Asian brothers and sisters. He keeps saying that through the whole thing. Our Asian brothers and sisters. And I was trying to look for the exact clip. The exact location, because I had it in that one video.
They've seen Black people do X, Y, and Z. Right? They're saying, Jim Crow is based on that.
Right.
White supremacy is based on that. You don't want all Black people being judged by your knucklehead cousin.
Right.
How do you get beyond that when that is the only experience that you have?
When we say this, and God bless this woman, right? White folk been saying that forever about us.
Yep.
You know, I don't mind, but these Black people, they're just rude. They're loud. You can't get them to work.
White people hated us, so why do you hate them? Listen, this is the bottom line. We don't have to hate nobody. ISUPK is not telling you just go out and hate everybody and hate everything, whatever. We're not saying that. I'm just saying this, right? I'm going to close up on this, finish out on this. Let's say there's no hate, right? Let's not have any hate. Because it seems as if trying to look for the right wording. The issue, the bad guy gets pushed onto being the Black people. when I say black, I'm talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? It's like as soon as we talk of anything on any subject where it relates to us and our culture, dealing with other nations and cultures, all of a sudden, how the oppressor is towards us, we're taking up their ideology and imagery and understanding and philosophy. That's dumb to even conclude that. That does not relate. It does not fit. One, because no one has gone through what blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have gone through by all nations on the earth. No other nation has been through that. And it's been prophesied in the Bible. There is a specific connection between blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans and the Bible and the God of the Bible. Therefore, we shouldn't bring that stuff up. It doesn't make any sense. There is no correlation. Your argument is faulty. So once again, let's say we don't hate. How about we just love ourselves? Can we do that? You wanna march for Asian people, and you want to be Asian and march in your culture in Asia and pro-Asian, and you got legislation passed. They don't need us. How about black people just love black people? Let Asian people love Asian people. I don't care. But you can get out of my goddamn hood. Let black people love black people to have their own businesses in their own community. That's black love. I can't talk about black love. Why can't I just love the Hispanic people because I'm Hispanic? Blacks and Hispanics, we the same people. Why can't we just talk about loving each other? Why do we have to include the other nations? Why is it wrong for me to say, I love black people so much, I love Hispanic people so much, which is the same thing. I love Native Americans so much that I just want us to have our own. What is wrong with that? Does not anybody get the psychological warfare when you condition the oppressed people? You mean to tell me you got these people in our community sending their children off to colleges, making $40,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month off of the stores, the grocery stores, the beauty chain, the restaurant. They're making $40,000 a month. They're making more than what you make a year. And I can't say, well, I love black people so much that I want that to be a Hispanic comida. I want that to be a taco restaurant. I want that to be a chicken spot by a black man, a black woman. I want that to be a West Indian Caribbean food spot. I want that to be a fried bread spot by the Native Americans. Why can't we have that? Why can't I say love that? Asian people, go to Chinatown. Just keep your Asians in Chinatown with all your Asian restaurants. I'm not against you having businesses and economics and doing your thing, politics. We're not against that. The Isupk always says go. How about we just have our own? What is wrong with us saying we love our own people? Aha. That's it. If we love our own people, you know that takes away from your plate. You know that takes away from your economic build, your educational build, your infrastructure. You know it takes away from that because everybody's playing their part. Everybody's playing their role in their position. With that being said, join the Isupk, where we love black and brown people, where the focus is black and brown people. And we're doing that because God loves you niggas. God loves the children that's engages on the border. God loves them. God loves that baby that's getting ready to be pulled out that woman and his brain being crushed. God loves you. God loves the Bloods, the Crips, the Latin Kings that's murdering each other in the gangs on the streets, in the prisons. God loves us and wants us to be great and have our own kingdom. God loves that. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob loves you. And it's okay, sister, for you to say, I wish this nail salon would be owned by my own sisters. That's beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? Let it be done. That's just love. That's all love is. Shalom. Shalom, Israel. Check out the new page, Isupk space Upstate NY. UPSTATENY. Like, subscribe, share, all right? All right, Israel. Tonight, Commanding General Yohana, every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Black Watch. Joins me hard, man. I love it. All right, Commanding General Yohana doing a marvelous job, man, keeping that torch what was taught and passed down to him, the leader of the ISUPK, head of this nation of Israel. Let's rock it out. Let's keep growing and building. Shout out to you sisters, too. I'm seeing a lot of these sisters just rolling with their husbands, rocking with their man, and I think that's beautiful. I just seen some sisters just, I surprised my husband and bought him a whole new garment and wardrobe, UPK style. I just cooked my husband all these dinners. That's marvelous, man. Shout out to y'all for doing that. Keep supporting these brothers. All right, you sisters, shout out to y'all. Shout out to all you brothers that's doing this hard. I'm seeing all the camps is back up. The energy just on 100,000. All right. Shalom, Israel. Okay. I'm going to see y'all at these cookouts now. All right. And, I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to talk about it. So, like, sidebar, personal thing. It's my own personal opinion. A lot of brothers and sisters, we be talking about Benjamin's mac and cheese don't be holding up the weight. Y'all be like, Benjamin don't be making no good mac and cheese. What's going on? I go to the Jamaican spot or the Caribbean restaurant, that mac and cheese be off. Yo, Rochester, New York. It's called Reggae, what was it? It was called Reggae Jamaica. Reggae Jamaican. They got a bakery and a restaurant. The mac and cheese was off the chain. So shout out to Bun Yummy. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, that's glad I don't know. You not see? You don't know. You don't know the mac and cheese, the macaroni pie. That joint was fire. Give it up. All right. Salam. Y'all probably like, this nigga crazy. This man crazy, boy. Oh, salam. Let me get this down. Yo. Salaki. I ain't even had the camera back on me. Salaki about that. Shalom, yo. It's Captain Azani at 10,000. Tonight, check out Commanding General Yohana, all right? Okay, let me see if I can play this as I roll out. No Commodore nigga came back down. I thought I let you know. But I was gone, but I never lived. So back now. I thought I let you know. This brotherhood is a win. And I never let it go. Never let it free. Shit I kill for my niggas. I thought I let you know. No Commodore nigga came back down. I thought I let you know. But I was gone, but I never lived. So back now. I thought I let you know. This brotherhood is a win. And I never let it go. Never let it free. Shit I kill for my niggas. I thought I let you know. Yeah, you nigga know
chilling with the family. Chilling for real, nigga lane. Dressing all black like a band. Bitch, let me get one of those slow motion pictures. You gotta shoot at 60 frames per second. Come on, they say they wanna hit it raw.